Hare Krishna. Morning. Do let me know if you can hear me well.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. 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 Let's quickly go for prayers and then we proceed. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurumiritam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamahyam Dharati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Gatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Namom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Name Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarane Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabadho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I welcome you all to our systematic study of Vedic scriptures. In that, we are talking about the king of all knowledge. Yesterday, we had a very nice session where we were glorifying the uh, dialogue between Lord Krishna and his devotee Arjuna, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And in that we identify the properties, the qualities, the greatness of Bhagavad Gita, which has um, enlightened great souls, and also has been approved being the crest jewel of all knowledge. So in that way, um, we are in the 16th chapter and going through the divine and demonic nature. And the first three verses are about the qualities, the transcendental qualities that one should uh, aim for, to imbibe them so that one can render service with the right intention, with right mood, and also right understanding, so that whatever service that we do, that yields us perfect result. So I'm just reading the verse. Yeah, just give me one sec. Let me share screen. Yes, this one. Let me know if you see it. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam Sattva Samshiddhir Jnanam Yoga Vyavasthiti Dhanam Damasya Yagnasya Swadhyayam Taparjavam Ahimsa Satya Krodha Syagam Shantirava Apaishunam Taya Bhuteshvalolupam Vartavam Hrir Achapalam Teja Kshama Dhriti Saucham Adroho Natimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy, and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. In the last weeks, we were going through each of these qualities and understand what it means to imbibe these. And through various examples in Srimad Bhagavatam and also our own practical circumstances in how to take it up and embrace these qualities, how to mm, mm, uncover these hidden qualities within our own self. That's what we discussed. Today we are going to talk about this quality called Tejas. Tejas here is meant for the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas should always be very strong to be able to give protection to the weak. They should not pose themselves as non-violent. So we can see here, though Tejas, the quality, and if you see the bottom here, it says they should be cultivated according to different statuses of social and occupational order. So that is very important to understand this. Let's proceed now. So this is a very important principle. Yeah, we can't just say that, okay, I want to have all these qualities, um, but if I'm not positioned in that, if I'm, there are the qualities some which are uh, to be practiced by grihasthas. There are some qualities that to be practiced by sannyas. There are some qualities when we talk about arjavam. When we talk is for brahmacharis. There is quality to be celibate. This is to be followed all these by one's position that they are occupational position. When we talk about that, there is this four class of men: kshatriyas, brahmanas, vaishyas, and shudras, and these qualities should be picked up and applied in one's life so that they can gradually elevate to higher, uh, purer consciousness so that they can engage in the service of the Lord. When we talk about Tejas, Tejas means vigor. If you see the word-to-word translation in this chapter, so in this verse, we can see Tejas is translated as vigor, and we see here Prabhupada is giving it as should be very strong. Vigor, strong, strength, energy, enthusiasm, um, strict. So these are the kind of synonyms for this word. And what is the purpose? Is what Prabhupada mentioned. The Kshatriya should always be very strong to be able to give protection to the weak. So, if one is taking up a leadership role, when we're talking about Kshatriyas, it doesn't mean that, okay, we are talking about those ministers, those presidents, those still existing kings somewhere, that it's for them. But we can also see that we also take up leadership roles in our life. Mm. So, this classification. Uh, Chaturvarna Maya Diksha Gunakarma Vibhagashah. Krishna is saying these divisions has been done by me, and that's for a purpose. And what is the criteria for such division is guna and karma. So one should qualify by his activities from the past life or previous lives, or even in this life. Just like if I would like to become police officer. So I need to qualify myself. There will be physical fitness tests, and then there are few rounds of next level of interviews, and to see his loyalty, his honesty, and patriotism, and what other things like. Huh? Vigor, yeah, enthusiasm. It's the physical strength is one thing, but uh, is he ready to face when the time comes? Which means they should not pose themselves as non-violent. If violence is required, they must exhibit it. Uh, but a person who is able to curb down his enemy may, under certain conditions, show forgiveness. So these are the qualities, just like how, as I said, there are these scrutinies that are done to pick a right person who can lead. So similarly, I think when we are also in our day-to-day life, yeah, sometimes in the role of a mother you have to lead, sometimes as a father you have to lead, sometimes as a brother you have to lead. There is situations where if there, what this means is that one is ever enthusiastic to take up if he is um, um, if there is a need and if he is having these qualities. It's not just okay, no, 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 uh, simply a Brahmin, now a temple priest who is having this passion, who can change the world. Yeah, so rather he may look into this. Yeah, what is that? There is a very nice verse in Bhagavad Gita. Hmm. I forgot that. Sorry. Um, भयावह स्वधर्मे हि निधनं श्रेयः परधर्म भयावह. uh, Swadharma, what is one's duty, he should perform that even if he is not an expert. Rather, uh, taking up what he is not his duty, but trying to do it. So why? Because one do not know, with just some hands-on experience, little this, little that. If we think that no, I am now a leader, uh, now I can lead, then there is also a risk. Why? Because we have to understand that okay, we are not self-qualifying ourselves that I can do it. It is that it has to go through the authorities who can say, okay, now you are eligible for so and so duty, and then you can take it up. But rather, usually we we usually take things in our hands without uh, proper approach. So here, Tejas, Kshatriyas, we can see Krishna is himself helping out Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna is thinking he is he lost his composure and his hands start shivering, and the Gandhi that he is having, uh, he couldn't hold it proper, and it falls, and he himself is in shoga, lamentation. He's thinking, what is this happening? Am I going to kill my own people? Yeah. So and so forth. He was thinking, and then lost his composure, and then he turned to Krishna. Uh, this is our position. Should we lead or not lead? Should we do this or not that? So our approach should be that we don't want to just decide on our own, take things in our control. Like for example, if we see something is happening which is not normal, uh, first we should check, am I eligible to correct a person? What does it mean? Does it mean it means that we should have quality, qualities, qualifications, and approval by authorities. So when we are approved by the authorities, yeah, here Krishna is seeing Arjuna as qualified, that he is a Kshatriya. So that's why Krishna is encouraging Arjuna to fight. And at the same time, we can see here Arjuna, he's saying here, I lost everything. Karpanya dosha pahat svabhava prachami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. This karpanya dosha, because of the weakness, what kind of weakness? Miserly weakness, which means I'm not able to, my intelligence is, I'm not, I'm not engaging it for my own best. So that's why Arjuna is saying karpanya dosha pahata svabhava. Uh, I don't know why I have this nature that I'm thinking all these things. Prachamitvam dharma sammoda cheta. I'm in a doubt. I'm in a doubt. What am I supposed to do? Uh, Prachamitvam dharma sammoda cheta. Yashreya tam nishchitam brohitan me. Sishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. So here, what is happening is that Arjuna is taking a position, a humble position, a subordinate position. Now the question is coming. I don't know if you have this question. On one side, we can see Krishna is a Kshatriya. Uh, Krishna is a Kshatriya, and yeah, instructions, a spiritual master. We see that a spiritual master is the quality of a Brahmana. A Brahman is the one who is um, instructing. If you see that in Mahabharata or in Ramayana or in any other scriptures, we see that uh, there is a Guru, what is that? Kula Guru, yeah, sorry. And yeah, they are ministers over Brahmanas. And we see in the case of Chanakya Pandit, yeah, he's a Brahmin. Hello? Am I audible, by the way? I'm just.
Yes, Prabhuji, you're
Yes,
audible.
Rohit.
Okay. Yeah. So we can see that, okay, when Brahmanas are the one whom one can approach because they are very detached, and that's makes sense, and that's the system. And they are seeing whether a person, a student who is coming to Gurukul, whether he's a Kshatriya or whether he's a Brahmana or a Vaishya, and then they encourage or recommend. Hmm. They recommend what profession, what occupational duty one should perform based on their nature. And here we see that is the job of Brahmana, the teacher, acharyas, gurus. And here we are seeing that, okay, Krishna is doing it. A Kshatriya is helping out. Is that not uh, against his own words? He is saying that one should do his own dharma better than, uh, even if it's not, he is not an expert, but should do that rather than switching. I don't know, anyone had such a question, already got such an answer to such a question? Hmm? No one has this question?
Yes,
Hmm?
Prabhuji. Yeah.
So you have answer.
Question, Prabhuji.
You only have question. Okay. Others? What others see? Is it okay? And of course it is was okay. Yeah, why? Because the Lord, He is Paramatma, mm, who is inside one's heart. And when the need comes, He comes out in external manifestation. And He came in the form of Krishna in front for Arjuna. And not only that, Krishna is also Adi Guru. Mm. Though in the Leela as yeah, son of Vasudeva and Devaki, who are Kshatriyas. So he is Kshatriya, but he is not just Kshatriya. He is the Supreme Lord. And for that matter, yeah, one can definitely approach the Lord or the spiritual master who is the Adi Guru here, Krishna, and seek. And then Krishna is explaining everything. It was not that, okay, no, Krishna didn't know. He knows complete science of God, everything he spoke. And he's also encouraging, yeah, the dharma of Kshatriya is to fight, and indirectly Krishna is fighting, not directly, indirectly. What is he doing? He's encouraging Arjuna to do take part in the dharma yuddha, to establish the dharma. And when the time came, Rathanga Pani, Krishna is called Rathanga Pani, uh, Chakradhar. Chakradhar is, of course, he's holding the disc, Sudarshan Chakra, but also Rathanga Pani is uh, uh, Ratha Anga, that part of the chariot, which is this chariot wheel. Krishna lifted that, and he uh, has scared Bhishma Dev. So we can see that Krishna, to understand the pastimes of Krishna is not so easy. One has to very gradually come to a state there where one becomes a devotee like Arjuna. And when one becomes a devotee like Arjuna, then he is getting the blessings that the Lord is next to him, to Arjuna. And the Lord will also be next to us in the form of his representative as a spiritual master. So that is what we see there. And directs, just like Krishna is directing Arjuna how to, yeah, overcome all the, yeah, shortcomings that he is thinking, overcomplicating. Sometimes we also overcomplicate ourselves, though we may be having all the skills, just like Arjuna had the skills, a perfect Kshatriya. He had the tejas, yeah, the strength also, yeah. Where if one person who is Arjuna is not there, there is some hope for Kauravas that they can win the battle, but they were only scared about Arjuna. He can, uh, he is a game changer, I would say, uh, and that is the power. Mm. It is only this guidance is required, and when time came, Krishna himself instructed Arjuna about this. We can see how the king should rule. If we see in the fourth canto, we have already come across this wonderful um, um, pastime of Prithu Maharaj. I don't know if you remember. Uh, you remember still? As per the fourth canto, 22nd chapter, right? There is this verse. Maharaj Prithu was very opulent due to the prosperity of his entire empire. Remained at home as a householder. Since he was never inclined to utilize his opulences for the gratification of his senses, he remained unattached, exactly like the sun, which is unaffected in all circumstances. So, I would take this opportunity to actually um, help ourselves how to be unaffected if we get into leadership roles. And eventually, either today or tomorrow, we would come to that step as obviously. Why? Because as we grew with experience, the obvious choice for the people who are subordinates, they are looking for a leader, obviously, and they would see, hi, you have all the qualities, yeah, you have experience, and why don't you please lead us? That comes. People are yeah, if we see in an organization, we see so many managers, isn't it? Even though there is always a challenge of budget, you can see still there are so many managers. And why? Because when we want management, we usually, when we want things to be managed, we need managers. And for that, they don't just take someone who is a fresher. Uh, Usually, we see companies are recruiting, especially for managerial roles, who has experience. So experience counts, not only how best we know technically to do it. Otherwise, that's the job of an individual contributor. He can just contribute to that, and then the work is done. That's it. But when it comes to stepping above to see the big picture and also see a roadmap and how to achieve that, one needs some special skills and special qualities. And one is such is to
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we can't hear you.
The video got stuck.
sorry, there was some glitch. Connection is gone. I don't know. From where should I repeat? Um,
For the fresher, we don't get the managerial role.
yeah, I'm just speaking out. Yeah, of course, feel free to stop me. I was mentioning that it's not normal that a fresher is just directly given a managerial role, because managerial role involves not just technical skills of how to do it, uh, um, uh, but when to do it properly, and why, and what's to be done. There are so many questions that comes. The answers one can give only if one gets more and more experience. And we're not talking about. Okay, very interesting. Let me give me 1 second. Today I was a bit lazy, so I thought, okay, let me connect Wi-Fi. Maybe I have to go back to LAN. Give me 1 second. Hmm. Am I back? Let's see. Am I audible now? Better? Now I'm on LAN. I hope no issues.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, sorry. So I would like to once again say that we have the flow going. So eventually, one day or the other, we will be asked to step into leadership roles, because we are there in, it could be an organization, or it could be in a movement where people are genuinely looking upon us. Okay. um, yeah, but people will look if we are not just individual contributors, but also can have these other traits, which is to be, yeah, like here we can see as King Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj is um, having the qualities to rule the entire empire. Hmm? Entire empire. He has all the prosperities, opulences that are there, but he remained at home as a householder. It's not like, okay, no, no, now I am all powerful, I can do whatever. No, he still is situated in the Varnashrama system, and since he was never inclined to utilize his opulences for the gratification of his senses, he remained unattached. This is a quality that um, if we are um, asked, uh, the quality that a leader should have definitely is that he should be detached. Because when you are becoming a leader, then you're also provided facilities, whether it is people, uh, whether it is a position, name, fame. Yeah. So, and then a leader should be very careful that he doesn't um, get carried away in that. Rather, he should focus still on the duty. What is his duty? Is to actually give protection. So here, Prithu Maharaj he was very careful in his role as a king, so that his people are happy. Yeah, when there was no when there was a famine, what happened? Yeah, he didn't just said, okay, that's okay, what to do, it's nature. Nature, if whenever there is rainfall, then it's okay. No, he even took his bow and arrow. He was about to shoot. Mm. Uh, he was just saying, hey, there's this, he performed the Ashwamedha Yajna, and then his horse was stolen by Indra. He became very angry. He was even ready to fire a arrow on him. Uh, so when the time comes, a leader should be ever vigilant to act properly. And this quality is very important. We can also see in the case of Yudhishthir Maharaj. There is a Bhagavatam that's saying, he's approaching Narad Muni. He's asking, what is the role of duty of a ruler? What is ideal life? And all these things. And based on that, he is ruling based on that. And when one has a clarity, when one has a guidance, what one should do, when he's following that, then he is saving himself against pride. He's saving himself from getting caught up in the cycle of birth and death. He is uh, um, um, helping everyone, and also helping himself. This stages is something very, very delicate. We usually are struggling. Hey, I want the power. I want power. Everyone is trying so many ways to get into power. After getting to power, what are we doing? That matters. Is it that we are misusing the power, or we are actually making the best use of it? If we are properly using it, that can help us to get freedom. We get liberation. Rather, if we are using selfishly, then what is happening is it is binding us in the cycle of birth and death. So, in the purport, actually, I was looking the right verse, that's also in Bhagavatam. But here I am just reading the purport so that it helps us how important it is. This is 4:22:52. It is the purport. I'm reading the second part, which is in this verse, Maharaj Prithu is likened to the sun. It is said, he remained unattached, exactly like the sun, which is unaffected in all circumstances. Purport. Sometimes the sun shines on stool, urine, and so many other polluted things. But since the sun is all powerful, it is never affected by polluted things with which it associates. So the role of a leader is that, what is he doing? The leader is grooming his subordinates to become more qualified for the role, that they can deliver to their best, which means they are not yet there. They are not 100% efficient. It is the responsibility of the leader that he is grooming such people so that they can come to that stage. One can take to a servant leadership role, one can take to a coaching role. I mean, these are only techniques, but actual fact is that a leader is actually inspiring, motivating his subordinates. And in this process, what happens? He has to come in contact with uh, people who are not yet uh, pure. Just like we can see in this example, the sun shines on stool, urine, and so many other polluted things. But since the sun is all powerful, it is never affected by the polluted things with which it associates. So, just like sun here, the example given, there is also example of the wind. Yeah, when the wind is, the breeze is going along the flowers, the breeze is not getting affected. And still it is doing its job of actually spreading the fragrance of the flowers. Mm. So similarly here, sun is actually, what is it doing? It's sterilizing. We know, just imagine that there is no sun. We know the effects of having no sun. Yeah, there are already countries where there is no sun for a few days or months, and there are a lot of cases. Yeah, the other day when I was hearing to Prabhupada class, he was asking the same. There's a people where they are, there is no sun. It's Scandinavian countries, and then there is a lot of suicide. Uh, Suicides that people go through because of depression. Sun is not only sterilizing the atmosphere where we are living, yeah, it also is sterilizing our mind. Mm. It also makes us energize the sun rays. Just imagine if we are how um, people who are have never seen the sun for days, like or even a month. Yeah, it's very harmful, yeah, because their health is affected and also their thinking is affected. And we, in this way, sun plays a very major role in one's life, isn't it? Uh, the and sun is all powerful. There is no end, isn't it? That in spite of every day, yeah, the sun is radiating rays. And still, yeah, of course, science is saying that one day the sun will fall. Science is saying the sun is just some ball of gases and all these things. No, no, if that would be the case, yeah, um, we wouldn't have been mm, existing, energized existing since many years. It's not just we are talking about in 21st century few years. No, we are talking about when the creation is there, sun is there. When the creation is going to dissolve, then the sun dissolves, and everything is uh, already as per the time it is there. Similarly, devotee may engage in so many material activities, but because he has no desire for sense gratification, they never affect him. So, especially when a devotee becomes a leader, of course, we can also apply the same thing in our own day-to-day life. If we are in a leadership role, then what is going to happen is that we should be very careful not to get into the business of, uh, people who are less intelligent and they are themselves don't know what they are doing. And if they are influencing us, and if we also become like, okay, we also don't know what to do, yeah, that is not what helps. That makes one become more weaker. Yeah, and when he becomes weaker, then he doesn't know what to do, and then it's lost. So here, that's why, on the contrary, he details all material activities for the service of the Lord. Since a pure devotee knows how to utilize everything for the Lord's service, he is never affected by material activities. Instead, by his transcendental plans, he purifies such activities. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. His aim is to become completely purified in the service of the Lord without affected by material designations. So this is what we can see here as Tejas means the power. The power means how to use it properly. When we don't know how to use it properly, it will only backfire us. And when it backfires us, then we may get into all complications. Or what am I doing? Yeah, we find ourselves lost in what we do, and we need someone who can help us out so that we can again get back to our um, job or service, so that we can render it with proper mm, intention and spirits. I'll stop here, first of all. I mean, of course, there is also examples like we know Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah, Parikshit Maharaj, he didn't compromise. When Kali was entering, the supreme duty of ruling king is to give protection to all, to law-abiding persons, and to chastise those who stray from the ordinance of scriptures in ordinary times when there is no emergency. So in this way, uh, um, there is dharma and then there is apad dharma. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions uh, in the scriptures there is mention of apad dharma or occupational duty at time of extraordinary happenings. It is said that sometimes the great sage Vishwamitra had to live on the flesh of dogs in some extraordinary dangerous position. In case of emergency, one may be allowed to live on flesh of animals of all description, but that does not mean that there should be regular slaughterhouses to feed the animal eaters, and this system should be encouraged by the state. No, this is not allowed. No one should try to live on flesh in ordinary times simply for the sake of palate. If anyone does this, the king, the executive head, should punish him for gross enjoyment. And then there is further. There are regular scriptural injunctions for different persons engaged in different occupational duties, and one should follow them in all. Them is called swadharmastaha, or faithful on one's prescribed duties. And what is Krishna is recommending? He's advising that सहजम कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषो अपि न त्यजेत सर्वारंभा हि दोषेण धूमेनागिर धूमेनाग्निर अवावृतः. Every endeavor is covered by some fault, just as fire is covered by smoke. Therefore, one should not give up the work born of this nature, even if such work is full of fault. Here in the purport, there is mention in the conditioned life, all work is contaminated by material modes of nature. We are influenced. Our heart is saying, I want to do the best for Krishna. But when I'm starting to do, then again, the mind spells its own external energy influence, which is this modes of nature. And then it gets contaminated. The pure thought, the pure desire is contaminated with our own conditioning of the modes of material nature. And then what is happening? Even if one is a Brahmana, he has to perform sacrifices in which animal killing is necessary. Similarly, a Kshatriya, however pious he may be, has to fight enemies. He cannot avoid it. Similarly, a merchant, however pious he may be, must sometimes hide his profit to stay in business, or he may sometimes have to do business on black market. These things are necessary. One cannot avoid them. Similarly, even though a man is a Shudra, serving a bad master, he has to carry out the order of the master, even though it should not be done. Despite these flaws, one should continue to carry out his prescribed duties, for they are born out of his own nature. A very nice example is given herein. Although fire is pure, still there is smoke. Yet smoke does not make the fire impure. Even though there is smoke in fire, fire is still considered to be the purest of all elements. If one prefers to give up the work of a Kshatriya and take up occupation of a Brahman, he is not assured that in the occupation of a Brahmana there are no unpleasant duties. One may then conclude that in the material world, no one can be completely free from the contamination of material nature. This example of fire and smoke is very appropriate in this connection. When in winter time one takes a stone from the fire, sometimes smoke disturbs the eyes and other parts of the body, but still one must make use of the fire despite disturbing conditions. Yeah, what is that? Bonfire. Even though we see smoke that's coming, but still the heat that's is also coming from the same place. Similarly, one should not give up his natural occupation because there are some disturbing elements. Rather, one should be determined to serve the Supreme Lord by his occupational duty in Krishna consciousness. That is the perfectional point. When a particular type of occupation is performed for satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, all the defects in that particular occupation are purified. When the results of the work are purified, when connected with devotional service, one becomes perfect in seeing the self within, and that is self-realization. And this I was reading from the 18th chapter, 48 verse. I'll open here for questions if there are any.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
Prabhupada, I would like to ask you how practically one can serve Krishna through Swadharma, like an occupational duty. For example, I understand if I'm a mother, I try to raise devotee, yeah. But even like if I work, how can I, like, I try to offer like what I earn or I to Krishna, or I should offer here like my activities to him, that I try to please him, that I do my best. So please, can you help me to understand more?
Maybe can you repeat the question, rephrasing?
No,
Somehow I
because
didn't understand.
I'm sorry, you were talking about, or I understood that we should be also pleasing Krishna through our occupational duty.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I would like to ask you if you can elaborate on that, how practically
Okay.
we can please Krishna
Mm-hmm.
through performing our occupational duty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So here we understand that the occupational duty, maybe can we go into a few examples? Yeah. So the occupational duty, yeah, we are talking about these four classifications, yeah, and also the four ashramas that we are living in. Yeah. So when we are talking about Kshatriya, there are duties, and a Kshatriya can also be a Grihastha. A Kshatriya can also be um, uh, a celibate also. Yeah, of course. When we can see here, there is sometimes that grihasthas, a Brahman can be a celibate and he can be a grihastha or he can be a sannyas. So we see that there for these four orders of life and four ashramas, yeah, there is um, duties or responsibilities. Mm. And then the question sometimes come is that, okay, a clash, okay, am I now this, am I not that, or what should I do? Am I this? Should I do this way or the other way? There's always this questions, the conflict, and then Krishna is saying the best would be Sarva Dharma Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Yeah, there are these dharmas, then there is next level dharma, then next level dharma, but Samanbonam of all these dharmas is to do what? To surrender to Krishna. And of course, what does it mean? Does it happen all of a sudden as a miracle? No, right? It won't happen. It won't happen unless we, in everything that we are doing now, if we are adding Krishna there, if we are offering that to Krishna, for example, when we're talking about karma yoga, the activities that we are doing, um, um, as a mother, as a father, as a friend. So there are some that we are performing that if we are doing it as an offering to Krishna, which means if we um, see the other person whom we are serving so that he is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So we need to be careful, okay? We need to offer service to him. And when we are offering services in the lines of ashram, yeah, we are not just breaking the ashram that, hey, I want to serve, that's why. No, it's just, for example, I can give a maybe a very silly and technical, like okay, uh, one Mataji is very excited and she wants to serve a sannyasi. Hmm. She can't do just like mm, a male servant to a sannyasi, to a swami, isn't it? But she can still assist. We can ask that how can we still engage in your service, and the Swami or Maharaj would be saying, okay, yeah, it's so nice, you can do this. As a mother, for example, is a female, she bring very nice Krishna conscious children. Hmm? Or be a nice teacher, yeah, so that all the kids can be properly made Krishna conscious. So in that way, how, and these are the details like, okay, what is my dharma? What am I doing? What is the service opportunity which I'm genuinely and inclined to do? That becomes your dharma. Now, of course, we we don't have such a Gurukul system where a Gurukul teacher is telling, hey, you are a Kshatriya, you are a Vaishya, you are a Sudra. So that's the reason we are lost, isn't it? We ourselves are
Yes.
lost. I'm a Kshatriya. At least one thing is clear that, oh, I'm a Grihastha. But if we really go into detail, like what are the duties of Grihastha, we even have doubts. Am I really a Grihastha? Yeah, isn't it? Is it just the marriage that says that one belongs to Grihastha ashram? No, there is also Grihamedi lifestyle. Grihamedi lifestyle also is there where there is two genders come together, they live, they procreate, they enjoy a family life, but that is not Grihastha ashram. Ashram means a shelter that gives us a purpose, that gives us advancement. Yeah, Brahmacharya ashram is helping one to and swadhyaya. Yeah? He is practicing celibacy. He is understand the scriptures. He is um, getting the knowledge about Brahman, transcendence. What is it? So similarly, so every ashram is there. Ashram means is actually helping us to be there. It provides us a platform so that we can practice Krishna conscious properly. And coming back to your question, so yeah, but somehow we are in a world where this Vedic system is not so much implemented, properly understood, properly followed, because as soon as when we talk about these four divisions, it appears to be like, hey, we are discriminating. This discrimination is against the law of equality. Everyone should be equal. The hand and leg and head and everything is should be given equal importance. When we don't understand this principle, so that's why we have a lot of challenge, isn't it? So that's why we are struggling ourselves to know, hey, am I a Kshatriya or not? Am I a Brahman or not? Yeah, and in spite I'm a Brahman, but what am I doing as a Brahman? Am I fulfilling my duties or not? Oh, as a Brahmin, I should be doing this, but at work, I'm doing something else. So somehow we are in this state, and that's why in the last purport that I was reading, right? Prabhupada is mentioning, he's mentioning sahajam karma kaunteya sadosho apina tyajet. He's saying, just like even fire is covered by smoke, every endeavor is covered by some fault. Literally, we won't be able to do anything because if we say, hey, I want to do faultless, then yeah, how can we do? Usually people say, na, I want to do japa when I am having 100% quality on the day one, but that won't come. We have to start, and that is what is happening. When the results of works are purified, that happens by what? By our endeavor. One should not give up his natural occupation because there are some disturbing elements. Rather, one should be determined to serve the Supreme Lord by his occupational duty in Krishna consciousness. So it's very important that we should take guidance. We should express, we should talk to seniors, and through that process, we really discover who we are. Because after all, we are in this occupational drama, right? Occupational duty drama. We are not sannyas, we are not like extremists where we have left everything, and we don't need money to maintain ourselves. Yeah, we are not in the stage of this sadhus and swamis who are just always absorbed in Krishna. No, we didn't prioritize ourselves into all these things. Now we have taken two different ashrams or duties. So we are doing that as carefully as possible so that these are Krishna conscious activities. And in the worst case, if you are working in a karmi role, like I am doing, what can I do? Yeah, see how we can just still engage in Krishna's service. The more and more we are engaging ourselves in Krishna's service, then what will happen is that we are also refining our consciousness. And then, because we are refining our consciousness, what is happening is then, because of that, we are not affected by the modes of material nature. But maybe until that time, we are affected by some kind of modes of material nature. It could be mode of goodness, yeah, which means you are more predominated by the mode of goodness. Then you are now in a different occupational duty sphere, right? So in the mode of goodness, which is more predominated, then yeah, you are manifesting Brahmanical qualities. And if you have a more predominating mode of passion, and here we are talking about, yeah, this passion, so that one is not tolerating injustice to people, then you're manifesting Kshatriya qualities. Hmm. You're getting the point. I don't know if I'm touching the main theme here is that we are struggling to understand our duties properly. So in that case, yeah, there is this Bhagavad Dharma, yeah, and there is Apad Dharma, yeah, there is also Varnashrama Dharma. Apad Dharma is clear. Okay, when the things are really, 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 I have to compromise for a moment my standards, um, then okay, this otherwise I can't survive on a bigger picture. I may not be able to serve Krishna. Then okay, there is apad dharma. Again, this apad dharma is it is better to discuss with seniors, yeah, with gurus who can tell, okay, in this circumstance you could do this, but be aware that this can if you do it for longer period, then it can harm your Krishna consciousness. So apad dharma is only when apada means difficulty or danger. Apad dharma means one who does it when in the case of emergency. This is clear. And then the occupational duties, which are normal duties, are this about in ashramas how we are positioned. Yeah, though no one has titled me, I am a Kshatriya, no one has titled me, I am a Brahmana. Yeah, but usually people appreciate what you are good at, or you yourself can introspect what you are good at, and use that, and this fall again into these three classes or four classes of duties, whether it is Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, Brahmana. And then yeah, you are taking to that and you are sticking to that. You're not just after a few months again, no, 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 I think this is not right, I should do that. No, 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 this is not right, I should do that. This point is mainly for those people who are actually very fluctuating, because they are not able to wait, not able to apply, yeah, mm, the ways of living properly, and are uh, yeah, causing disturbances for themselves and others. So I think when we are enjoying, and we are sure that through this we are able to please the Lord, yeah, we try. We genuinely try. Even there are faults, we try. Unless, yeah, we really think, oh no, there is someone else who can do this best. Okay, then what to do? Yeah, we can engage in their service so that we can, yeah, promote them up, and then we can just be assistants to them. So that our goal is that we want to be unattached to it. Yeah. Otherwise, what happens is, for a role, if we are attached to a role, then that causes us a lot of inconvenience. Oh no, come on, I want to be this, I have this role, and how to maintain it, that is not the goal. It is not the goal to maintain the role, name, and fame. The goal is to use that platform so that we can engage in Krishna's service. Just like a king has certain powers that he can use, right? Kshatriyas, yeah, I mean, king, I would still say as a leader. Here we are still talking about leaders. Rather, if we are saying kings, then we may think, hey, kings is something where anyway in this world now, the king's rules are not so many, right? No, we are not talking about. We are talking about leadership. We are talking about leading a particular service. Yeah. And yeah, so this itself is a big challenge. Yeah. That's the reason this question keeps coming often, right? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Best thing is, yeah, you can consult someone who can tell you who you are, what are your strengths, because they know you better. And you yourself can express, this is what I think I can do better. And then take up such a duty, an occupational duty. Here we are still saying occupational duty. Why? Because that is your occupation. That is what you're good at, you are best at, by guna and karma. Karma is giving you the opportunity to do it, and guna and karma, and this is what you are best. And in that doing, bring Krishna so that that becomes Krishna conscious uh, activity. Yeah, I don't know. Harinam Chintamani Madai.
Yeah,
Did
thank you very much. It's always nice for me like to hear again and again, because I can see, one has to churn, one has to churn, one has to go deeper.
Mhm.
So thank you, thank you.
Yeah, this is very nice question, because we don't want to be in a state where we don't deliver us 100%. Yeah, that's what we want to avoid. Yeah, that's why if we are qualified to do it, if we think that we are qualified to do it, yeah, and if we get the opportunity, then we can just consult and ask, okay, this is what I want to do, I can do, and then engage in such service? Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, nice question.
Thank you, thank you.
Other questions? Clear? Yeah. Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, it was a very nice session about Tejas. I had two questions. First one was these varnashram. Is it
Mhm.
only for male gender or female as well? Because very less description of any female warrior or how it happens after marriage if one is having brahmana quality and woman is having kshatriya qualities.
That's why in Manu Samhita there is an explanation who can marry whom. Yeah, there is whole description. I don't remember exactly, but usually aliases were looked like that. Yeah, it is not like okay, anyone, any combination, any ganas. Yeah, all these things. Yeah, it only complicates situation. But coming to your question, if a woman is a kshatriya and a man is a brahman by nature, yeah, we're still talking about nature, right? Not about really caste system. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Kshatriya, as we are just here understanding, what is the duty of Kshatriya? Hmm? To be strong. Yeah. And in the yeah, when we talk about gender, when we're talking that okay, male by nature they are strong. Yeah. And now there is another strong nature that is in the family. Yeah. What to do? Yeah. When we bring Krishna in the center, both the strengths can be used for serving Krishna. Hmm? It's so nice, right? I'm very much amazed by German Matajis, right? Really, when we came here, I was seeing how enthusiastic these Matajis they are coming. They are doing services from morning 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and they have, I don't know, we were always yeah, I would say amazed by the energy that they bring. And of course, we may not see this so much from Eastern culture where there is more kind of submissiveness, but submissiveness is also a quality. Yeah, if we talk about when we, uh, in that way, one can use his or her strengths, whether it is a male or female. Krishna, Srila Prabhupada is not kind of saying, he's saying even a female can be a spiritual master. And spiritual master means a leader, isn't it? Yeah. Master means, yeah, he's kind of uh, he has his followers and he has to take care of his followers, so guide them. So he has to lead. So in that way, Srila Prabhupada didn't discriminate male or female. One can use the energy, one can use all the um, skill set one is having right from childhood till now or future, whatever we are going to learn, everything can be used in service of the Lord. And when it comes to that, as you were mentioning, yeah, there are wonderful stories. I think Shubhabilas Prabhu recently, last year, I think he wrote a book about female warriors. Or I don't remember exact the name of the book, but yeah, there are also so many great yeah. And then there is also I think Bhakti Vikas Maharaj also has a work on it to mention to show. And then there is Sahadev Prabhu who wrote about the woman or warrior. I don't think I don't know there is a book about it. Yeah. So we don't want to just fight for the same chair of, hey, I'm going to order means, so no, I will order. No, you. It is not that we are fighting that who is going to order, but actually we are fighting to bring order in life. Huh?
Mhm. So Prabhuji, it is individual, right? It is not for male or female. It is for
What is
everyone.
individual?
The nature or the
Yeah, see, the modes of material nature work on male, female, isn't it? So it is
Mhm.
not that women are totally free from the influence of modes of material nature. It's not like that, or the other way also. Every being is conditioned. Every being, not even humans, even animals, they are conditioned. Yeah, even in animals, there is this, right? Okay, in few animals, we have that what is it? Female lion, Rupa? Female lion goes for hunting, right?
Yeah.
The female lion is going for hunting, and the male lion is taking care of the cubs. We're talking even in animals, there is this. No, there is this kind of predominance that can happen, and then there is also, um, and when we talk about civilized humans, where we are seeing, okay, if one is properly trained how to lead a grahastha life, then the male is trained how to lead, and also the female is trained how to lead. Both have to compromise, and both are taught to be compromised. To compromise with what? So that the family can be harmonious. And of course, we are not just thinking of a harmonious family because we don't want to have family life every life after life, but we bring Krishna in the center, and then the harmony comes. We see so many, right? Of course, there are so many outside, what do you call this? Counseling, marriage counseling, counselees or something. I don't know. There are so many who are telling, hey, psychologists, who are telling, hey, how a man should behave, how a woman should behave, and all these things based on a psychic level. But from a shastric level, we see that, okay, each and every individual has a role to play. Huh? The only thing is one should take pride in that service rather thinking, hey, it is very subordinate. Yeah, if one has to take care, one has to go. And yeah, I think yesterday there was a Mataji who asked, no, is it the topmost service to be a pujari in the temple? No, if a pujari is having a lot of pride, what is the benefit? Rather, a person who is cleaning the floor and who is humble is far, far better. Hmm? So it is not just becoming, hey, I am a head of the family. Yeah. Are you the head of the family, by the way? Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu?
No, probably
Who is the head of the family?
the superiors.
No, at your home, you don't have superiors at home right now, right? Who is
Mhm.
who is head of the family?
Yes, probably. If there is no head, if one can say.
Yeah,
I yeah, we both try
yeah.
to
You may think that,
compromise.
hey, I am a head of the family. You can say, show 100 references. In the end, you are just servant of your wife, right? Or your kids.
Yes, probably.
Hmm? So just, yeah, it's nice, cool title to feel, hey, I'm a head of the family and blah, blah, blah. In the end, you're having more responsibility to take service rather than, yeah, just like head of the company has more responsibilities to take care of his employees rather than if you are just an employee, yeah, you just do a little part of it. So anyway, to your question, so it's not that, okay, there is only emphasis about the male. It is that everyone is affected by the modes of material nature, and the predominating nature which is dominating should be um, doe-tailed in the service of Krishna. If one is having great passion to sing, yeah, they can sing for Krishna. If one has great passion to cook, they can cook for Krishna. If one has great passion to lead, they can lead for Krishna. And when everything is happening, then what is happening? You know that a person is leading or dominating you for whom? For himself or for Krishna? Hmm? And if a person is very strong and he is or she is serving Krishna, who is also your Lord, uh, then we don't have much problem. We say, okay. And if it's kind of conflicting or kind of, then the question is coming, okay, you also want to serve for Krishna, I also want to serve Krishna. What best we can do together? If if it's not going to happen together, but at least you appreciate, hey, a person is doing for Krishna, and yeah, you also want to do for Krishna. Maybe you can just share the work, not the same work, but different works together. Okay, you do this, I do this, and then that's fine. So these are some ways of how to practically um, do our duties and also peacefully and keeping Krishna in the center. So I don't know, that answered your first question?
Yes, probably. I yeah, you basically answered, yeah, that it is every individual is under this their own nature, and the best way is
Hmm.
to use them for
Yeah,
Krishna.
yeah, yeah, right. So everyone has his own nature, everyone has his own strengths, everyone is having his weaknesses. And when people come together, just like when we're talking about a sadhu sangha, yeah, family is a small sadhu sangha, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. A family is a small sadhu sangha where the wife, husband, they come together, they keep Krishna in the center, just like on a bigger scale, we do it in the temple, we keep Krishna in the center, do all services.
Right, right, Prabhu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your second
And I
question?
had a second question about the Lord Krishna, that he was a Kshatriya background, and
Mm-hmm.
he asked Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita to fight to give up the moha against
Mm-hmm.
his own family members and so on. And
Mm-hmm.
when Arjuna and Duryodhana went to ask for help
Mm-hmm.
to Lord Krishna, he said he will not fight. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
did not say that he will be directly, like he will support the dharma, which are who is Arjuna
Mm-hmm.
side, and he will fight directly with Arjuna.
Okay.
But on Bhagavad Gita, he's saying because maybe yeah, both were his relatives, and he
Mm-hmm.
did not
So
want
are you saying is he
the
partial here?
yeah. So here it seems like I mean the Kshatriya dharma, that
Yeah.
Kshatriya must support the dharma and solidly with Tejas.
Yeah.
Uh,
Krishna is absolute truth and his words are also absolute truth. So which means when he's saying that I'll not fight, yeah, yeah. He said he doesn't lift a weapon. Yeah. So for that matter, when he wanted to threaten Bhishma Dev, he also didn't take a weapon like a sword or his Sudarshan chakra. He can just take his chakra here, right? Why to take the chakra from a chariot? So, so first is that, yeah. So he didn't. Um, it's not that he didn't keep up his promise. He still kept his promise. Now the question comes: Krishna has given all his army for Duryodhana, isn't it? It is not that he didn't favor Duryodhana at all.
seems like that, yeah.
Hmm? All his powerful, very, very powerful army, yeah, he gave to Duryodhana. Huh? And now just imagine, anyway, he has favored Duryodhana so much, favoring Arjuna with just guidance. And as a Sarathi is also, yeah, he also has to see the well-being of his master. And here, Arjuna is his master. And then he is just telling what he should do. Any problems there or?
Yes, yes, Purji, but I mean the asserting of dharma, that he is also Kshatriya and he should also assert directly, because he wants the Arjuna to give up and openly fight.
Your question is that, oh, why didn't Krishna also fight, being a Kshatriya? Is that your question?
Yes, because Kshatriya's direct duty is to be
Hmm.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dharma side
Did
and
did
fight.
Krishna fulfill his dharma? Yeah. Is that the question?
Because he's
As a
Kshatriya.
Kshatriya, he should fight. Yeah. So we can see that, yeah, here he has given a word. He has given a word where that, yeah, he is going to take a certain role in this war. So in one way, he is part of the battle, if you see.
Mhm. Yeah, so here I understood, like Lord Balram, who did not take part, he went away, but
Mm-hmm.
Lord Krishna, yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
remained somehow on the
Yeah.
battlefield.
Yeah. So when Balaram left, yeah, even Krishna was asking, hey, now if you're saying that Bhim has killed Duryodhan unjustifiably, um, yeah, then Krishna is just, yeah, saying, hey, okay, where are you when the battlefield happened? Yeah, but we have to see Balaram's position is in a different level. Yeah, we are just talking only at a one level of dharma. Just like when we are driving, yeah, on road we have the traffic lights, yeah, and when there's a flight that is going up, it's not seeing the same traffic light and it's going to stop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have to understand that, okay, some special personalities, yeah, they manifest certain leelas. Only thing is through acharyas we can understand how that is justified. Just like Parishit Maharaj, such a great devotee. Who is he? Grandson of Yudhishthir Maharaj. Huh? Is it great grandson? Yeah, grandson of Yudhishthir Maharaj. How can such a person put a snake as a garland on the rishi? Hmm? Then the other acharyas are saying, oh, okay, why? For this good reason. So there is something that is karma driven and there is something that Lord has a plan. And when we are bringing together these both things and see on the same level, same plane, there comes our problem. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So as we were saying, like there are different levels of dharma and yeah. And of course, the other dharma is not just crossing or conflicting. It can still accommodate the lower dharma. But that lower dharma is actually putting an exception to accept the higher dharma as part of the lower dharma, which means just accepting what Balram ji did as part of us to understand that makes it perfect. Rather, what we are saying is because it's conflicting, we are rejecting that or this, and then we are lost.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is
It's just like, okay, if
like
you
the
have a
Lord
bus,
is on the
if you have a
Divya
bus
Leela
with 50,
platform,
yeah,
and
sorry, 1 second. If you have a bus, a capacity of 50, after 50 people came, still no people are getting in. What is happening? Oh, you say, no, 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 no. This bus has 50 capacity and no one should get in. No, then we see, hey, there's someone who can stand up. We were didn't thinking, oh, we were thinking only 50 seats means sitting, right? No, the bus can also take people who can stand.
Mhm. So Prabhuji, can we say that yeah, by not fighting, also Lord Krishna was also the highest example of Kshatriya, showing Kshatriya dharma, or he, for him it does not matter the Kshatriya dharma to maintain, or
So, yeah, a Lord can perform multiple things at same time, right? As a spiritual master, he was guiding Arjuna, because Arjuna said, "Hey, I'm lost," and then Krishna, yeah, being a relative and also friend and also a spiritual master, he is doing multiple things at same time. Just imagine you have your brother or brother-in-law, hmm? And then when you are in trouble, then your brother-in-law is stepping up. Just like in the case of Ramayana, we know that elder brother is one who is instructing uh, and taking a mature step and solacing. But we see during the Chaturmas period when Ram became um, heavily affected in the separation of Sita, so it was Lakshman who consoled him. Hmm. Usually we see elder brothers who console, right?
yes,
And then Lord Ram is saying, hey, yeah, I never imagined you have. So he appreciated Lakshman. So he stepped up. Huh? So that's why we don't just simply see a book of rules and regulations and guidance and etc. We always, that's why it's needed. We should have a regular contact with spiritual master, with a guru, a guide who can help us. Are we doing something right or wrong? Huh? Or if we are lost, what should we do? Otherwise, we can't just break ourselves from those shackles and get more and more perplexed. And we have a danger that we take a wrong step in our life. Hmm? Yeah. So coming back to your question, yeah, Krishna is a perfect Kshatriya. Yeah, definitely. And he's also, we can see that he is as a Sarathi, he was a Sarathi means a counselor. Yeah, yeah, we see that the same. Didn't who is that? In the case of Satyabhama, yeah, Krishna's charioteer was Satyabhama, right? Once. Hey, now how come a lady can do that? Hmm? And there is also Kaikeyi. She was charioteer for Dashrath Maharaj. And when the time came, she took care. She did, and she took the weapon, and she also, yeah. So it's not that okay, she is a charioteer. We know that Radhe, who is Karna's father, was a charioteer. He is not a Kshatriya. But when it time comes, yeah, when we see here, which means that, yeah, thanks, Mataji. So you're getting the point. It's not like, okay, you have a badge which is telling that you are this. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And to go to that next, if we, yeah, there is this, mm, who is that? Vishwamitra is a Kshatriya, then he became a Brahmana, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it's not that, no, you are born Kshatriya, you should stay Kshatriya. No, it's nothing like that. The more and more you understand the importance of other things, you can move. What you need, you are just qualifying yourself to be that.
Yes, Prabhuji. So
Yeah.
What Lord Krishna did, it was dharma and also Kshatriya dharma, but it
Yeah.
seems like he is not directly participating. So we think that he's not following the topmost Kshatriya, but he's in every form.
Yeah, he's still part of it. Yeah, so he was still there, and then he could definitely counseling is also part of yeah Kshatriya's duty. Hmm. Counseling is also part of it. We see that Brahmanas are there who are counseling the Kshatriyas how to do, what to do, ministers, etc. But there's also the king who is helping out the subordinates. What should they do, isn't it? The Kshatriyas are telling, hey, you should do this, you should not do this. There's also all this, what do you call, warfare strategies, etc. That is also Kshatriyas, what they do, and Brahmanas, and all these things. So it's kind of a not a solo activity.
Mhm. Yes, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, with this Vishwamitra Muni, you said he taught Lord Ram and Lakshman this weaponry because he was Kshatriya before, or it was like the Brahmanas also knew like this Dronacharya. He was also
Yeah, there is also
weaponry.
the science study.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
master.
like chemistry, physics, science, whatever we have, there's all archery and also warfare. So that is what, yeah, Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra Muni, after this, he acquired so many powers as a Brahmana. Huh?
But
He has
still,
acquired.
still he was on the platform of Brahmana, although
Yeah,
he knew
yeah,
all.
because that is also, yeah. Yeah, he said that, he having all these things and not using is the greatness. No? It is not that these are things for the Kshatriya. So yeah, okay. No, when one is a teacher who has students are learning archery, the teacher should know it, right? This is what Vishwamitra Muni, sorry, Vasishtha Muni says to Dashrath, that Vishwamitra Muni knows all these things. He can give to Ram, protect. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, then we stop here. Thank you very much. Next week we will finish this wonderful series of 3 verses and go to understand what are the demonic 6 qualities that we should avoid maybe next month. Yeah, thank you very much. Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.